Welcome everybody to another JDM racing video in my team F1 2021. It's round 10, it's Silverstone, and we're here for qualifying at our home Grand Prix. On the out lap, just thought we'd have a quick tour around on the, well, I guess it will be more of a practice lap more than anything else. We don't normally do that. I don't normally show these laps either. It's just a case of going straight to the hot lap. But we're gonna go take the car around, get it prepped for the qualifying lap, and then in a moment we'll just cut straight into the hot lap. See you in a second.
Two minutes remaining in the session. We need a good lap here or we're out of qualifying.
Great Britain then, one of only two countries to have held a Grand Prix in every single year of the Formula One World Championship. And the circuit extends that record further for today's Grand Prix. Silverstone circuit then. It's 3.6 miles long and has a total of 18 corners. And of course, is no stranger to the rain. There won't be any DRS available in these conditions, but the Wellington and Hangar straights are still good opportunities to tuck into the slipstream and make a pass. It's not going to be plain sailing for our drivers today, although with the sky falling as it is, perhaps sailing isn't too far from the truth. Anthony Davidson, could be a wet one today. Great to have you with us. What are your thoughts?
It is a touch damp, isn't it? Well, as a driver, there are three big things to worry about when racing in these kind of conditions: standing water, tyre temperature and visibility. Judging distance to the cars around you is really tricky when you're driving through the vast amounts of spray that these wet weather Pirelli tyres kick up.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Norris, Verstappen, Sergio Perez and Ricciardo, Sainz, Gasly, Vettel and Yuki Tsunoda, Ocon, Fernando Alonso, Gardner and Stroll, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Charles Leclerc and George Russell, Mick Schumacher, Ireland, Latifi and Nikita Mazepin. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Okay, I know it's your home Grand Prix, but treat it like any other race. Don't take unnecessary risks.
Alright, Jeff, cheers. We are going to go intermediates all the way to the end, unless the weather changes. And we're going to take some fuel out as well. We've been doing pretty good. We've inherited a place somehow. Somebody must have taken a penalty, I think. So we're starting 13th. We've done pretty well with our race management the last couple of races. Being able to get up into the points and making sure that we can be there when it counts and make sure that we can capitalize from other people's mistakes or things that go wrong, let's say. So I think we've just got to try and keep our noses clean, try and stay out of trouble in the wet. It's going to be tricky conditions. The session forecast at the top there is saying rain pretty much all the way through and then clouds at the end. I think we've just got to go for it and hope that we get a little bit of the rub of the green in terms of track placement, track position, being able to control things from there. So hopefully get a good start, see where we go from there. We're getting swamped, I think. Hard to see. Can we dive bomb some guys here at the corner? Yes, we can. Oh, we've got Vettel in front. Ocon behind. He's going to try and move down the outside. Block that. Does seem like that Alpine is faster. We're going to do our best to try and block him though.
Okay, we're monitoring somewhere on the ICE. Be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
63% wear on that engine piece. The good news is that we don't have to pit.
Okay, you're in the top 10.
So we can just try and keep track position. No DRS as well with it being wet weather, which will help us as well. Saw Ocon around the outside there. That's why it hugged an unusually tight line over the curb. I think he's getting impatient. He's got a lot more straight line speed than us. That's pretty apparent. overshot the braking. Luckily that was on a slow corner. He comes up the inside. These are tricky conditions. Not gonna lie, this is taking me all that I've got just to try and keep these guys behind at the moment. So Ocon tries one up the inside, sticks there on the inside, switches back, tries to make a move through here, and we just clip straight across him, loses a couple of places, and he gets front wing damage. So as we see, comes into the pits to change that front nose, and that's a very, very costly coming together for Esteban Ocon.
Okay, clear.
And I think Ocon has just tried a move there that was never on, and now he's got front wing damage.
The radar's showing a clear patch on its way. There's about 10 more minutes of this rain.
So now Tsunoda will be next. Here comes Tsunoda. He's going down the outside. And then switch back. Defended it again.
Gap to car in front is 6.9 seconds.
Surprised we're not losing more time actually, with all the defending that we're doing. And he comes down the outside, side by side. Will outbrake myself there. Tsunoda tapped us on the rear. Don't know if he's got damage now. We outbraked ourselves, got a little bit out of shape, and Tsunoda might have just clipped and cost himself his front wing. Alonso now. We know that he is very tenacious. Gets half a chance, he's going to take it.
It's not a perfect situation, but I don't think we have cause to move on to a different tyre yet.
Might have lost that one. Yeah.
We're leading our teammate
Come
by
Stroll.
6.1 seconds.
Just got no front end.
Okay, I think the track will be drying out quite soon. Mind you don't burn out your tyres.
Oh, and here comes Leclerc. I think it might have actually been Leclerc who got
There's
the
5 laps
penalty
of fuel remaining.
and knocked us a place up on the grid. We've got DRS and Charles is still gaining on us. Yeah, not much I could do about that one.
Okay, we lost the position. Try to keep focus. There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
This feels like Portugal again, with us just kind of trying to keep Stroll at bay outside the points.
The turbocharger is on its last legs. Let's try to keep mileage on it to a minimum. It looks like we might have an issue. Hang in there. We're attempting to manage it. There seems to be an issue with our ERS. The issue seems to be fixed, but we will keep monitoring it our end.
It's stuck on. That green bar in the bottom left there. I can't turn my ERS off. Jeff.
We need to catch up with the car ahead. The gap is around 5 seconds. There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. Okay, touch wood. Seems like the fault has resolved itself. Gap to teammate
Right.
behind is 6.4 seconds.
That cost me some time getting stuck with the ERS on. Stroll had a look, had to back out. All the tyres are gone. Couldn't keep it on the road. Gonna have another look down the inside of Stroll.
Try to stay with him. He might make a mistake. We could still regain the position.
We do get it back. Couldn't turn in at the top. That's the corner we've been struggling with all weekend, really.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Ah, Stroll did get us.
DRS has been
P13.
enabled. DRS is... Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Well, they've done a brilliant job, I must say, under some intense pressure to take a well-earned victory here at the British Grand Prix.
Well, that's
And talk to me, what do you think
stopped
it was that
the Red
sealed
Bull
the
win
for them?
train.
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection, a shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it. Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Charles Leclerc showed exactly how to manage yourself out on the track today. He was almost flawless out there. Incredible stuff.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. It was a tough race for our championship leaders who lose ground at the top of the table. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
Okay, so Valtteri Bottas in the Mercedes wins the British Grand Prix from Lewis Hamilton by under a second. So that was a photo finish. He also takes the fastest lap, so that's the extra point, 26 points for the weekend. Lando Norris third in the McLaren. Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez fourth and fifth for Red Bulls, and not a great weekend for them. Actually gotten beat by, well, Mercedes, class of their own, 10 seconds up the road pretty much from Norris and the two Red Bulls. Ricciardo bringing that other McLaren home in the top 6, so really trying to solidify McLaren as the third best team. Ferrari didn't have such a good race, with Sainz down in 8th and Leclerc being out of position in 11th, so they were struggling a bit. Gasly, Mr. Dependable, up there in 7th. He gets another clutch of points for AlphaTauri. Vettel in 9th. We couldn't catch him once he got onto the back of Sainz, and he did drop off him at the end there, but certainly we dropped off the back of Vettel as well, so quite a lonely one for him. Alonso eventually got past us, as did Leclerc, as did Stroll. We finished 13th. Yuki Tsunoda, he looked like he was going to have a go. He then got overtaken by Leclerc and Stroll and ends up finishing behind us. The two Alfa Romeos, not great either. Callum up to 18th from 20th, so I mean it's a decent performance from him, but his ultimate pace nearly a second behind that of ourselves, so he didn't extract the best from the car this weekend. And then you've just got the Williams and the Haas down the back. Ocon did get damage, front wing he had to replace by the look of it, did a pit stop to rectify that, but he ends up finishing at the back, so that ruined his race, tangling with us. In terms of the standings, Max Verstappen leads the championship from Sergio Perez by 6 points. To be honest, Mercedes, strong weekend for them. It's brought them back within striking distance. The top 4 within a win of being top of the table, so it's real close up there with the top 4. McLaren and Ferrari duking it out for between 5th and 8th positions. Then AlphaTauri, clearly the 5th best team, and then we're in a bit of a mix-up with ourselves. Aston Martin and Alpine all kind of busting it out there. As we'll see in the constructors table, we are in the mix for 6th, which is way higher than I thought we would be. But to be honest, I'd be even happier just staying in 8th, consolidating 8th, and getting some decent money from that at the end of the season. But as we saw, the general overall standings of the drivers reflect the teams as well. So it's real close between Red Bull and Mercedes. But that's not what we're concerned with. We're concerned with the teams around us, and the teams that we are fighting on a regular basis now are Alpine and Aston Martin, so that's where our focus lies. Out developing them and out racing them. Let's have a look at the highlights. The gloom on the starting grid. Two Mercedes get off well. We just go diving down there and trying to get more positions. Like I say, we did get up to 10th. We ran in 10th for some time in the race, trying to keep the likes of Ocon, etc. behind. For a wet race, we didn't do too bad actually. The car ran okay in the wet. I think running with a dry setup probably didn't help our cause, but we've just got to work on a few things. I think our powertrain, we need a bit more power in there. There was a couple of times we looked a little bit susceptible to getting overtaken on the straight. But in actual fact, we were understeering like crazy a lot today. Gone for Union Jack inspired crash helmet and gloves this weekend. I may keep the helmet, I quite like the colour scheme on that. Lots of midfield action at this point in the race, and then boom. So it's I mean, it's a frustrating weekend because I think we ran in the points for such a long time. I would have liked to have tried to hold out, but I just don't think we had the pace in the car today to keep some of those other drivers behind us. So yeah, running competitively in that midfield rather than being closer to the back, I'm definitely happy with that. We've just got to get more upgrades on the car and keep pushing. And I really want to try and push for that top 6, but 8th might be all we can do this season. But we will see. We are developing the car, we are bringing new parts every race. So development is going well in terms of that. Practice is good as well. We're getting lots of research points from that. So I think really we just keep pushing forward. We're going to have to look at Callum Eilert. Is he cutting it? What do we think? Let me know in the comments. I think he was doing an okay job earlier in the season, but I am now outperforming him quite a lot on a regular basis. So I'm not sure. Not sure what the options are. We'll have to see. We have, I noticed over the course of the weekend, gotten to a claim level 10, which now means that we can get extra money and an extra sponsor. So you'll see that on the car and ready for the next race as well. And yeah, I think it's all guns blazing. We'll just keep going and see what we can do in this first season. So without further ado, if you liked the video, drop a thumbs up. Leave a little likey, subscribe if you're not already for more JDM racing action, and as always, Thanks for spending the time to watch this JDM racing video and taking the time out of your day to be with me and the JDM crew. And until next time, I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.